Tova. Hello my friends and welcome back to Tamada's table. Today I'll show you how to make a delicious Pkhali dish with spinach and walnuts, Ispanakhis Pkhali. Georgians eat a lot of vegetables and greens and they mix many with walnuts, and these are traditional Georgian appetizers called Pkhali or Pkhali. All traditional Georgian Pkhali dishes have the same ingredients: walnut, garlic, spices and vinegar. What changes is the vegetable base. What is important, the balance between the vegetable and walnuts and other ingredients. If too much walnuts, they will dominate the taste. If not enough walnuts, then you will just get a bland vegetable dish. Let's begin cooking. The first step is to prepare the spinach. I have about 2.5 pounds of flat leaf spinach, not baby spinach. Baby spinach doesn't have enough texture. And most of Georgian Pkhali dishes, they start with blanching of vegetables in a large pot with boiling water, but I want to keep every nutrient the spinach has for myself, and that's why I will just steam it. The water is boiling. Here is my spinach. I'll cover it and steam for 2-3 minutes until the stems and leaves are tender and are wilted. In 3 minutes, that's how my spinach looks. You see that leaves and stems are wilted, and I will just transfer it to the bowl and I will do the next batch. Because the spinach is ready, I will transfer it to the bowl and I will allow it to cool. And look how much it shrinked. So for 2.5 pounds of spinach, that's all you are going to get. So I need to cool it until the temperature, room temperature, or I can really touch it with my hands. The spinach is cooling and it's time to chop the onion and very finely chop fresh cilantro. I will be making the spinach Pkhali in food processor, so that's why, it doesn't really matter how I chop the onions, because I will be still chopping them in the food processor. But if you want to mix the spinach Pkhali with your hands, then you have to very finely chop the onions and very finely chop cilantro. My onions are chopped. It's about 1/2 cup of the onions here, and now I will very finely chop cilantro. The spinach has cooled, and now I'll squeeze all the excess liquid with my hands. Look how I'm doing this. I take spinach in my hands and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until I get all liquid out of the spinach. When it's done, I set it aside and repeat with the rest of the spinach. Georgians have been eating spinach for centuries, and at a typical Georgian supper table, you'll see 2-3 different Pkhali appetizers. Spinach is one of the favorites. I squeezed most of the liquid from the spinach, and you can see this is the result of 2 pounds steamed. Now I will coarsely chop the spinach. Although I will be using the food processor, coarsely chopping will help the grinding. So here is my spinach, it's ready. Let's move to step 2. Now step 2, let's prepare the walnut paste, and my grandmother's generation would use mortar and pestle. The generation of my mother would probably use the meat grinder, but you and me, we can use food processor. So walnuts, 1/2 teaspoon of coarse salt, and garlic, 3-4 cloves into food processor, cloves, and chop it coarse. All you need to do is to turn the walnuts into the paste. Then continue on the permanent. This is the structure I need for my walnut paste, and I have oily Californian walnuts which turned immediately into the fine paste. You can see the texture. If you have drier walnuts, then you can add splash of water. Let's put all other ingredients into the walnut paste because we will save a lot of time by working with the food processor. Onions, spices, marigold, blue fenugreek, it's 1 teaspoon each, and some cayenne, it's about 1/4 of chili pepper here. You can add more later, and the spinach. I'll put all the spinach, I coarsely cut it, you remember. And now 2 teaspoons of vinegar. And grind. Let's see what's coming out of our food processor. The spinach is creamily blended with the walnuts into a rich green puree. It's just the way I want it. So I will move the spinach to the mixing bowl. So let's test now the spinach Pkhali before I add cilantro. It's very good, but it needs a little bit of good punch of salt, and you can use just fine salt for that. And it also needs, to my taste, a little bit more of vinegar. And now I can add cilantro. And now all I have to do is to mix it with my favorite wooden spoon. Today I saved so much time. We can do everything with modern devices. Today we made a delicious vegan appetizer, spinach with walnuts, Ispanakhis Pkhali. I already chilled it for 2 hours in the refrigerator because all Pkhali are much better when chilled overnight or for a couple of hours because it melts and settles all the flavors. And now I'll show you how to decorate the Pkhali with dark ruby pomegranate seeds like Georgians traditionally do. Take few and just like sprinkle on the top. You can add as much as you want because these pomegranate seeds add not only the flavor but also to the color. I made this delicious Pkhali dish for myself, but if you want to make it for the formal supra or party, then you can make a small balls like smaller than tennis ball size and decorate them with the pomegranate seeds. Let's try spinach Pkhali. It's delicious. It's the right balance of spinach and walnuts because I can still feel the taste of the spinach, and the freshness comes from the cilantro. It's a right twist of chili pepper and spices and the pleasant tartness of the vinegar. I hope you like spinach with walnuts, Ispanakhis Pkhali. Please share with your family and friends. Come back for more. Bon appetit! Gabriel at Meal.